What's up with the squad? It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies. Welcome back to Cess Talk Sports. Shout out to my loyal fam. Y'all know we deep. And if you're new here, welcome to the party. Hit that subscribe button. And I need everybody to smash that like, drop a comment, and share this so I know you pull it up. We finna get into some real fight game talk. Today we diving into a story that's not just boxing history, it's American grit at its finest. We're talking about a man who's already secured his spot in the hall before he even hangs him up. A man who took North Omaha fire, pain, and chaos and turned it into pure technical surgical destruction in the ring. Fam, we talking about Terence Bud Crawford. Let's start right here, North Omaha. Not on the postcard side, not the tourism commercial side. I'm talking about the real blocks, the kind where the concrete cracks got stories, where you learn to read the room quick because the wrong move could cost you more than pride. Bud was born September 28, 1987. Right into that. Pops was in the Navy. Gone a lot. Moms, Miss Deborah, hey, listen, she wasn't playing. That was a love language of toughness most folks wouldn't understand. She had a unique, let's call it training method. If you're in the neighborhood and think you can beat up my boy, here's $10. And guess what? Nobody ever collected. Bud's pain tolerance built at home. We talking belts, switches, extension cords, you name it. That's not me glorifying it. That's just fact. And instead of breaking him, it made him dangerous. Made him immune to pain in a way no other fighter can claim. Outside, he was fights on the street. Inside, he was fights at the kitchen table. And when he got to school, same thing. Fights there too. 5 expulsions before most kids even pick a college. But here's the twist. There was always boxing in the Crawford bloodline. Pops, uncle, granddad, all put on the gloves. So when Carl Washington from the CW Boxing Club put a young Bud in the gym at 7 years old, the streets had competition. And if you think this was some neat Disney movie transition, nah. This was grit, late nights, and learning to channel chaos into jabs, hooks, and uppercuts. And while the gym gave him that structure, the amateurs became his classroom. That's where Bud's raw North Omaha fight instincts got sharpened into championship level skills. Before he was running divisions, Bud was stacking amateur wins, 58 of them, with 12 losses. Gold at the National PAL Championships, the blue and gold Pan Am Games box-offs, silver at the Golden Gloves, bronze at Nationals. And the folks he was mixing it up with, future champions. He beat Mikey Garcia, beat Danny Garcia too. Took some close L's to him as well. But those fights sharpened the blade. Bud was ranked number 1 in the country going into the Olympic trials. But the dream got cut short. Losses to Saddam Ali, Yordenis Ugas, Jerry Belmontes. And trust me, Bud never forgot that feeling. It's the same chip on his shoulder that makes him fight like every opponent ever doubted him. That's only Omaha fuel. Now, not making the Olympics could break a lot of fighters, but for Bud, it just lit the fuse. If the amateurs were the proving ground, going pro was where the mission really began. After the Olympic door closed, Bud didn't waste no time feeling sorry for himself. In his mind, that just meant the real work was about to start. He turned pro in March 2008, debuting against Brian Cummings. And he didn't just win, he blasted him out in the first round. Now, you got to understand something. When Bud went pro, he wasn't signed to some big promotional machine right away. No TV deals, no major push, just a hungry fighter willing to take whatever fight came his way. He was grinding in small venues, staying active and stacking wins. 19-0 before most casual fans even knew his name. It was a quiet climb. He was dangerous, but under the radar. And like a lot of fighters early on, Bud was still living 2 lives. 1 foot in the gym, 1 foot in the streets. Boxing wasn't paying him like that yet. So the pull of his old environment was still there. And that's where the turning point comes in. Because one night, one bullet was about to make sure Bud left the streets behind for good. 2008, Bud's just months into his pro career. Still got 1 foot in the streets. One night after a dice game, bop, bop. Bullets come through his back window, raises his head. If that glass don't slow it down, this conversation don't even exist. He drives himself to the hospital bleeding, thinking about everything. That was the moment, the fork in the road. From that night, Bud said enough. No more halfway in, halfway out. He went all in on boxing, and that's when things started moving. And once Bud locked in, that's when the run started. The climb from unknown to a man cleaning out whole divisions. Bud's breakout moment came in 2013. And it wasn't under the bright lights with months of build-up. Nah, this was on 3 days' notice. Breedis Prescott was the type of guy people avoided. Tall, long, crack. Bud moved up in weight for the first time. Took the fight with no hesitation. And went out there and painted a masterpiece. No panic. No fear, just pure skill. He picked Prescott apart for 10 rounds, making it look like he'd been training for him all year. That was the night the boxing world stopped saying, who's Terence Crawford? and started saying, oh, we got to watch him. From there, he dropped back down to lightweight and set his sights on gold. March 1st, 2014, he's in Scotland, walking into Ricky Burns' backyard. Every single thing about that environment said, you supposed to lose, bud. He put on a clinic, outboxed Burns clean, no debate, and came home with his first world title. Then came the homecoming, Omaha, June 28, 2014, versus Yuriokis Gamboa, a Cuban prodigy with crazy speed and an undefeated record. Early on, Gamboa gave him some problems, buzzed him a bit, but you know how Bud do when he downloading. He just adjusted like only Bud can. Switched stances mid-combination. Caught Gamboa off guard and started putting him down. 1 knockdown, 2, 3, 4. 9th round stoppage. The arena was rocking. Omaha hadn't seen a night like that in decades. He closed out that year unifying with Raimundo Beltran. Dominant unanimous decision. That run earned him Fighter of the Year from both the BWAA and ESPN. He was officially elite. Next stop, 140 pounds. In April 2015, he takes out Thomas Dulorme to grab the WBO belt and becomes a 2-division champ. But Bud wasn't just there to hang on to a belt. He wanted them all. Defenses against Thierry Jean and Henry Lundy kept him sharp. But the big one came July 23rd, 2016 against Victor Postal. Both undefeated, both considered the best in the division. Bud dropped him twice, made him look confused all night, and left the ring with the WBC, WBO, and the ring title. But he wasn't done. August 19, 2017, Julius Ndongo comes to Lincoln, Nebraska with the WBA and IBF belts, all 4 major titles on the line. This was history in the making, and Bud made it look easy. 3rd round body shot, knockout, done. Just like that, he's the first undisputed champ at 140 in over a decade, holding every belt in the division. And he didn't hang around. He vacated and went hunting bigger fish. Welterweight was next. 147, the Glamour division. June 9, 2018, he challenges Jeff Horn, the rugged Australian who beat Manny Pacquiao. Bud took him apart, stopped him in 9, and became a 3-division world champion. Then came a streak of destruction. Jose Benavidez Jr., Amir Khan, Kell Brook, all stopped. But November 2021, against Sean Porter, that was different. Porter was tough as nails, never been stopped. Bud broke him down and finished him in the 10th. First man to ever do it. And then the one we all wanted and didn't want. I didn't want to see this one for real, y'all. But then again, it was the fight that had to be made. Errol Spence Jr., years of waiting, back and forth negotiations, and finally, July 29, 2023, it was on. 2 undefeated champions, all 4 belts at stake. People thought it'd be a 50-50 fight. Bud made it look like 100-0. Dropped Spence in the 2nd round, twice won the 7th, and stopped him in the 9th. First male fighter in history to be an undisputed in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era. But you know Bud, no chilling, no coasting. He moved up to 154 in 2024 and faces Israel Matrimov. Bigger man, undefeated. Didn't matter. Bud boxed his ears off for 12 rounds. Clean sweep on the cards. 4-division world champion. And now, September 13th, 2025, he about to do something that sounds impossible. Jumping 2 weight classes to 168 to fight Canelo Álvarez for undisputed. When he pulls this off, he will be undisputed in 3 weight classes. Nobody's even close to that in the modern era. That's not chasing belts. That's chasing immortality. Now, it's one thing to list the belts and knockouts, but to really understand Bud's greatness, you got to break down how he does it. The science, the style, the chess game inside the fight. See, here's the thing. Most fighters are either athletic freaks or technical masters. Bud, he both. He's a nightmare with gloves on because you're not just fighting one guy, you're fighting 2. Sometimes 3 versions of him. See, Bud's a natural right-hander, but he likes to fight southpaw. He'll switch stances mid-round, mid-combination, just to keep you uncomfortable. That's not for show, it's a weapon. It changes the angles, changes where the power is coming from, and it forces you to fight blind half the time because your game plan just got ripped up. Think about it. Against Gamboa, he switched mid-combo and cracked him with a left hook he never saw coming. Against Spence, another southpaw, Bud's jab was beating him to the punch every time. He took Spence's best weapon, his jab, off the table and dismantled him from the outside in. Offensively, he's got that sharp, punishing jab from either stance. He fades you into mistakes, digs to the body like he's trying to take your soul, and when he lets the combinations go, man, it's like a steady drip, drip, drip of jabs and touches. Then, boom, he opens the floodgates with hooks and power shots. Defensively, he's not doing all that flashy slipping and ducking for the cameras. Nah, he's about perfect range, perfect guard, and making you miss by just enough to make you pay. His footwork is sneaky, always pushing in, pulling out. Stay just at the edge of your reach. And if you do land, watch his face. Nothing. No reaction. That's mind games, fam. Letting you know your best shot means nothing to him. And that finishing instinct, that's the killer in him. When he smells blood, he turns cold. Doesn't rush wild, just cuts off the ring. Picks his shots and shuts you down piece by piece until he can't stand up no more. That's why from 2016 to 2022, he had 10 straight knockout wins in world title fights. Fighting blood is like being stalked by a hunter who already knows exactly how the story ends. You just haven't read the last page yet. And the thing is, for all that mastery inside the ropes, Bud's story ain't just written under the lights outside the ring. That's where you see the man who never forgot where he came from. Loyal to Omaha, brings big fights back to his city. Built B&B Sports Academy to give kids a safe place, just like he had with CW Boxing Club. Family man, 7 kids, and he's present. Investor, real estate, family homes. This man is making sure his kids in his city never see the same cycle he had to survive. He's not an absentee name on the gym door. He's in there training with the kids, telling them exactly what's possible because he's living proof. He's remodeling homes for family members, stacking real estate so the next generation starts with more than he did. And through all of it, Bud never lets the industry dictate his circle. He stayed with his day one, stayed in Omaha, built something for his people, and proved you can be world class without abandoning where you came from. So when you put it all together, the upbringing, the adversity, the dominance, the loyalty, you don't just see a champion, you see a legacy in motion. All right, fam, drop a comment with your favorite Bud moment or the fight you think seals his GOAT status. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and share this with somebody who loves the sweet science. From the crucible of Omaha to the top of the boxing world, Bud Crawford is living proof that diamonds really are made under pressure. Hey, listen, y'all, keep boxing, keep fighting. Y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. I'm out.